Snubs. Every year there are players who are gypped of being selected into the Pro Bowl. Not that the Pro Bowl matters, but it still exists. These players are Pro Bowl caliber players that the fans and the coaches and players just did not recognize in their voting. There was also the chance that they weren't snubbed because there were players better than them that deserved it, but they were still at least in the conversation, could have made it almost any other year. So today, we're going to go over the 5 best active players to not make a Pro Bowl so far in their career. But before I get into the video, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated. Now, let's get right into it. The first player I have is obvious. Right tackle from the New Orleans Saints, Ryan Ramczyk. You may be saying, isn't he a first team All-Pro and 2-time second team All-Pro? Yep, but he's never been in the Pro Bowl. This one's kind of a cheat code for this video, but I find it very interesting that one of the top right tackles is yet to make a Pro Bowl. Ramczyk has been a staple in the Saints offensive line, along with Rod Armstead, and those two are one of the best tackle duos in the league. Ramczyk only allowed 2 sacks all season on one of the better offensive lines in the league, 11th in sacks for the year. I mean, he's been an All-Pro 3 times for no reason, helping block for Drew Brees, and Teddy B, and Taysom Hill for some games, but that's besides the point, and Alvin Kamara to help boost the great offense the Saints have been for a while, and I promise you, they do not regret trading Brandon Cooks for him back in 2017. Yeah, this talk on Ramczyk is going to be short, 3-time All-Pro, top 3 right tackle, really not much to say besides the fact that he's never been in the Pro Bowl. I'm going to take advantage of that for this video, and he obviously will at some point, guess he just was never voted in. The next guy I'm going to talk about is a little weird, because he is debated by a lot of football guys as being the top safety in the league, at least top 3. It's Jessie Bates of the Cincinnati Bengals. Finishing last season with 3 interceptions, 109 tackles, 2 for loss, forced fumble, a 70.7 passer rating allowed, second team All-Pro. Yeah, he's pretty good. He really came out of nowhere, as he plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, one of the worst teams in the league, and nobody expected him to be this good. Except he was, helping lead the Bengals to an average passing defense, which is saying something considering how they really are not that good on the defensive side of the ball, outside of a couple players like Carl Lawson and William Jackson, who both left in free agency. But hey, at least one of those players was replaced with Trey Hendrickson. Jessie Bates was Pro Football Focus's top-ranked safety of this past season with a 90.1 grade, came in second in coverage grade with a 90. He's been a good safety so far throughout his whole career, but really had his breakout year this previous year, showed the NFL community how great he really is, proving that just because he's on a bad team does not mean he can't shine through it. Overall, Bates is a top 3 safety, will make the Pro Bowl next year. Just the fans do not recognize him because guess what? Fans, including myself and all of you watching, are dumb a lot of the time when it comes to voting and stuff. Check out some of the comments on my Matthew Stafford is underrated video. Unnecessary, but also necessary shots some of the commenters on that video. Bates will definitely be in the Pro Bowl next year, as he'll look to be a first team All-Pro rather than second team, and I hope everyone can recognize that. Calvin Ridley is now entering his 4th season, and just came off a near 1,400, 90 catch, and 9 touchdown breakout year. In 1 less game and 25 less catches, Ridley only had 33 less yards, and 3 more touchdowns than the top 3 receiver in the league in DeAndre Hopkins, and had 10 more yards per game than DK Metcalf. 2 of the NFC's Pro Bowl receivers made it over Calvin. Ridley is known for his route running and speed, and made that known this past season, as he had DBs struggling to cover in most games. And keep in mind, Julio Jones missed 7 games, so he had to be the wide receiver 1 for a good portion of the season, so doing all this against team's number 1 corner is impressive for a 3rd-year wideout, which is usually the wide receiver's breakout year. Calvin was tied for Pro Football Focus's 11th best wide receiver with a grade of 84.9. He also had the 7th most yards per route run at 2.49. However, as we all know, numbers is not everything. Watching Calvin Ridley play, you see all of his greatest strengths on display that should have put him directly in the Pro Bowl, but this year, there were some more popular names that got in before him, like DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, and Justin Jefferson. All definitely deserved it, but honestly, Ridley may have had a better season than Metcalf and Hopkins. While Hopkins is obviously better, let me just emphasize that. Metcalf is debatable, and may take Ridley in that conversation. Next season with Julio most likely gone, as he's going to be traded to either the Patriots, Titans, or someone like that. Given all the buzz, number 18 for the Falcons will be the number 1 receiver, alongside soon-to-be top 5 tight end Kyle Pitts. That will give the Fanatic Sports guarantee that he will play better than last season. Before you think I have any credibility though, I said Carson Wentz could win MVP in 2020, Jonathan Taylor was not a top rookie running back, and Cam Newton will win Comeback Player of the Year, so safe to say my takes almost have never panned out besides a few, but I still think Calvin Ridley will make the Pro Bowl next year. Do you know that guy in all those commercials that plays quarterback for the team in Ohio? No, the good team in Ohio. Yeah, Baker Mayfield is one of the most scrutinized players in the league today. People like to say he's garbage, when in reality, he's basically a top 12 quarterback. He ranks in the top 8 in Pro Football Focus's passing and offensive grades for quarterbacks. After Odell's injury, he only had 2 total interceptions, one coming in the game that OBJ got hurt, but he also had 5 touchdowns in that game, which ended up being a 16-2 touchdown interception ratio post Odell Beckham Jr.'s injury. It's weird how he played better without Odell. Top receiver. Definitely has to do with his play action ability off the run, which is hard to do when your star wide receiver demands targets. When he's not there, you can do whatever you want with your scheme. During that stretch, Mayfield was 100% a top 12 quarterback, as it's hard to say you would rather have 12 quarterbacks over Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, unless you're a Baker Mayfield hater, which is very possible. It makes sense he has not made a Pro Bowl. Only season I could have seen it was his rookie year, just because he was not supposed to play, and he played really well. But even last year would have been hard given the quarterback talent in the AFC, with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson. And same with his upcoming season. Maybe not Deshaun, because, we don't talk about it. Although he had a career low in yards, and tied with attempts, he had the least amount of interceptions, with 8 in his career, and the best quarterback rating, and ESPN total QBR of his career at 95.9 and 72.2, respectively. Baker is only 25 years old, and has a lot of time to develop as a player, and develop chemistry with Odell, which has clearly never really been there, since they have not succeeded together. I think that in the coming years, Baker Mayfield will be a Pro Bowler, since the fans and the league will recognize his skills and acting ability very soon. Roquan Smith of the Chicago Bears is a top 5 inside linebacker with no questions asked, and has a second-team All-Pro in 2020 to show for it. Roquan was the 4th-rated inside linebacker in coverage this season according to Pro Football Focus, behind Fred Warner, Eric Kendricks, and Mykal Walker. It's basically 3rd because Walker played nearly a 4th of Smith's snaps. Roquan also had a crazy amount of tackles for loss with 18, tied for 2nd with Devin White, who could also be on this list. Smith finished the year with 139 tackles, 2 interceptions with 7 passes defended, 4 sacks, a missed tackle percentage of 6.7%, and 90 stops according to the Football Outsider definition of stops. All great numbers and definitely should have made the Pro Bowl. However, 2 best linebackers in the NFL made it, which is Bobby Wagner and Fred Warner, so it's kind of impossible when those 2 are in your conference. However, that is what all pro teams are for, to show you who is really the best at position, which is why he made 2nd team All-Pro. Personally, I would put Smith right behind Levante David at 5th best linebacker in the NFL, with my rankings being Wagner at 1, Warner, Leonard, David, then Smith, then Devin White at 6. Maybe mix in Demario Davis somewhere in there too. If you watch him play, he's an explosive linebacker who almost never lets anything by him. He's one of those leaders on that great Bears defense. Roquan so far in his career has been tremendous and will only continue to improve going into his 4th year, and he will make the Pro Bowl once fans recognize him. And he also needs Bobby Wagner and Fred Warner to, not be better than him, which is nearly impossible. But hey, we'll see what happens with Roquan Smith. The point of this video is obvious. The Pro Bowl is stupid. In most cases, players that deserve to make it no matter the competition do not because of lack of recognition, like Jesse Bates and Ryan Ramczyk, for example. In some, players just get unlucky and have people playing even better than they were, yet they play at an elite or near elite level, like Roquan Smith. Overall, the Pro Bowl is useless. Nobody watches it. They covered the only cool thing about it, which was a skill challenge in the early 2000s. The players hate it too. The All-Pro team is what matters more to me, because the best of the best actually get recognized. These players will end up making Pro Bowls in their career, no matter how bad I say it is, and probably All-Pro teams. And this is because they will only continue to get better, and finally get recognition for their great or elite level of play. And with all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Fanatic Sports. Hope you all liked the video. If you did, please subscribe and hit the like button. It only takes 2 seconds and helps the channel out a lot. Also, follow me on Instagram at FanaticSports25 and on Twitter at FanaticSports. Before I go, who's a player you think I should have added to this list? Comment that player down below and why you think they should be added.